Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into a system that's designed to bring a little bit of harmony to all that digital chaos we're living in. It's called MindFlight Orchestrator, and we're going to see how it promises to be the conductor for your business.
We're kicking things off with this quote because, let's be honest, it gets right to the heart of a massive executive headache. How do you actually connect the dots in your business and see real results without kicking off one of those giant, super risky, multi-year IT projects? Well, that's the promise we're going to dig into today.
Okay, so let's set the stage with a problem that I am willing to bet feels very, very familiar to pretty much everyone. It's that chaos that happens when all your essential business tools just refuse to talk to each other.
You know, when you really strip it all down, every single business on the planet is just a series of events and responses. It's a fundamental truth, right? Something happens, and the right next step needs to follow. Simple as that.
Just think about the constant flow of an average day, right? A new customer inquiry hits your inbox. Bam, that's an event. A payment notification pops up, another event. A digital contract gets signed, you get the picture. Each one is a critical trigger that should set off a very specific and hopefully reliable action.
And here's where it all gets messy. These events are happening in a total jungle of different apps. You've got your CRM over here, your payment processor over there, your analytics tools somewhere else. Each one is great at its one little job, but together, they create a tangled maze.
And this fragmentation, it's not just an annoyance. It has a real, tangible cost. It leads to delays because your teams are literally copying and pasting information from one system to another. It creates errors and messes up your data. And maybe worst of all, huge opportunities just slip right through the cracks while your team is busy playing digital whack-a-mole.
So what does this do to the organization as a whole? Well, it creates this massive tension. Look at this dynamic. On one side, your IT department is completely buried under a mountain of requests to connect this to that. And on the other, your business teams feel this growing chasm between their big ideas and what they can actually get done. The result? Business agility just plummets.
This all boils down to one absolutely crucial question. How in the world do you connect all those scattered events to the right business outcomes in the simplest, most reliable way possible so your entire company can finally move faster and smarter?
Okay, we've spent enough time on the problem. Let's talk about bridging that gap. It's time to introduce the solution, MindFlight Orchestrator, or as we'll call it, MFO.
I absolutely love this analogy. MFO is like the conductor for your digital orchestra. Think about it. A conductor doesn't play the violin or the trumpet themselves. No, their job is to make sure every single instrument plays the right note at exactly the right time to create something beautiful. That's what MFO aims to do for your business processes.
Okay, so conductor, orchestra. Sounds great, but how does it actually work? Well, the real power is in its architecture, which is, and you might be surprised by this, incredibly simple but also incredibly powerful. Let's break it down.
So picture this. The whole system is basically split into two halves. On the left, you've got the client. This is the brain, right? This is where the intelligence lives, close to your team. It's what captures events and runs the workflows. Then on the right, you have the server. The server provides the instruments, all the specialized tools like AI models and data access. The key here is they're stateless. It's like calling on a world-class musician. They come in, play their part perfectly, and then they leave. No baggage, no memory. Just pure skill on demand.
And the really cool part about this setup, your orchestra can grow. Your CRM, your big ERP system, all those little SaaS apps you use. Basically, if it has a standard way to connect, what the tech world calls an API, it can be plugged right in and become a brand new instrument for your conductor to use.
So that's the how, but what about the so what? For any executive watching, it really boils down to three huge payoffs: clarity, agility, and control.
First up, clarity. And this is a total game changer. Your workflows aren't hidden away in some complex proprietary code. Nope, they're defined in plain text in a format called YAML. And all you really need to know is that it's simple enough for a business manager to read and actually understand, but it's also precise enough for an engineer to build with. It creates a common language.
And here's the real aha moment. That plain text file, it can instantly be turned into a visual flow diagram, just like that. This makes things like reviews, approvals, and handoffs incredibly simple. Everybody, business, tech, you name it, can literally see the process and get on the same page.
Let's walk through a real-world example so you can see this agility in action. Imagine a new support email arrives. That's our event.
The client immediately orchestrates the response. It calls on the server's large language model. That's the same kind of AI that powers tools like ChatGPT to summarize the email. Then it calls another tool to store that summary, and a final one to prioritize the case. See, it's all orchestrated right there on the client, using these powerful server tools on demand.
Now, you might be thinking, this sounds fast and agile, but is it the Wild West? Is it secure? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Control and governance are baked right in. You can have separate, isolated servers for different departments, one for marketing, one for finance. This keeps everything compartmentalized and secure. Plus, every single operation is authenticated and logged, giving you the complete oversight you need.
So, when you put it all together, what's the bottom line? Well, you get faster responses for your customers. You get fewer of those painful, costly manual errors. Your business teams are empowered because they have less dependency on IT for every little change, and you get stronger governance and security over the whole thing. These are real, measurable outcomes. To sum it all up, it's a simple but profound shift. With MindFlight Orchestrator, you're no longer just reacting to random, disconnected events. You're transforming them into harmonized, orchestrated outcomes. You get the clarity, agility, and control you've been looking for without forcing everyone to completely relearn all their tools.
So this brings us to the final question, and this one is for you. Are you ready to see what it would actually look like to have a conductor for your own digital orchestra? If the answer is yes, or even maybe, the next step is super simple and totally respects your time. You can book a 25-minute CEO diagnostic. It's a quick, focused session where you can see MFO orchestrate a live workflow using your own stack.